Good morning and welcome to the Lewis County Public Library Tuesday morning story time. We're so glad you were able to join us live today, and we hope that you enjoy today's story time. And while you're watching, if you're watching with your family and there's more than one person using the device, if you could comment down below how many are watching, and while you're at it, go ahead and say hi so we know who all's watching with us today. We hope that you enjoy today's stories. Our first story today is Mufaro's Beautiful Daughters, an African tale written by John Steptoe. A long time ago, in a certain place in Africa, a small village lay across a river and half a day's journey from a city where a great king lived. A man named Mufaro lived in this village with his two daughters who were called Manyara and Nyasha. Everyone agreed that Manyara and Nyasha were very beautiful. Manyara was almost always in a bad temper. She teased her sister whenever their father's back was turned, and she had been heard to say, "Someday, Nyasha, I will be queen, and you will be a servant in my household." "If that should come to pass," Nyasha responded, "I will be pleased to serve you. But why do you say such things? You are clever and strong and beautiful. Why are you so unhappy?" "Because everyone talks about how kind you are and they praise everything you do," Manyara replied. "I'm certain Father loves you best, but when I'm a queen, everyone will know that your silly kindness was only weakness." Nyasha was sad that Manyara felt this way, but she ignored her sister's words and went about her chores. Nyasha kept a small plot of land on which she grew millet, sunflowers, yams, and vegetables. She always sang as she worked, and some said it was her singing that made her crops more bountiful than anyone else's. One day, Nyasha noticed a small garden snake resting beneath a yam vine. "Good day, little Nyoka," she called to him. "You are welcome here. You will keep away any creatures who might spoil my vegetables." She bent forward and gave the little snake a loving pat on the head, then returned to her work. From that day on, Nyoka was always at Nyasha's side when she tended her garden. It was said that she sang all the more sweetly when he was there. Mufaro knew nothing of how Manyara treated Nyasha. Nyasha was too considerate of her father's feelings to complain, and Manyara was always careful to behave herself when Mufaro was around. Early one morning, a messenger from the city arrived. The great king wanted a wife. "The most worthy and beautiful daughters in all the land are invited to appear before the king, and he will choose one to become his queen," the messenger proclaimed. Mufaro called Manyara and Nyasha to him. "It would be a great honor to have one of you chosen," he said. "Prepare yourselves to journey to the city. I will call together all our friends to make a wedding party. We will leave tomorrow as the sun rises." "But my father," Manyara said sweetly, "it would be painful for either of us to leave you, even to be the wife of a king." "I know Nyasha would grieve to death if she were parted from you. I am strong. Send me to the city and let poor Nyasha be happy here with you." Mufaro beamed with pride. "The king has asked for the most worthy and the most beautiful. No, Manyara, I cannot send you alone. Only a king can choose between two such worthy daughters. Both of you must go." That night, when everyone was asleep, Manyara stole quietly out of the village. She had never been in the forest at night before, and she was frightened, but her greed to be the first to appear before the king drove her on. In her hurry, she almost stumbled over a small boy who suddenly appeared, standing in the path. "Please," said the boy, "I'm hungry. Will you give me something to eat?" "I have brought only enough for myself," Manyara replied. "But please," said the boy, "I'm so very hungry." "Out of my way, boy. Tomorrow I will become your queen. How dare you get in my path?" After traveling for what seemed to be a great distance, Manyara came to a small clearing. There, silhouetted against the moonlight, was an old woman seated on a large stone. The old woman spoke. "I will give you some advice, Manyara. Soon after you pass the place where the two paths cross, you will see a grove of trees. They will laugh at you. You must not laugh in return. Later, you will meet a man with his head under his arm. You must be polite to him." "How do you know my name? How dare you advise your future queen?" "Stand aside, you ugly old woman," Manyara scolded, and then rushed on her way without looking back. Just as the old woman had foretold, Manyara came to a grove of trees, and they did indeed seem to be laughing at her. "I must keep calm," Manyara thought. "I will not be frightened." She looked up at the trees and laughed out loud. "I laugh at you, trees," she shouted, and she hurried on. It was not yet dawn when Manyara heard the sound of rushing water. The river must be up ahead, she thought. The great city is just on the other side. But there, on the rise, she saw a man with his head tucked under his arm. Manyara ran past him without speaking. "A queen acknowledges only those who please her," she said to herself. "I will be queen. I will be queen," she chanted as she hurried toward the city. Nyasha woke at the first light of dawn. As she put on her finest garments, she thought how her life might be changed forever beyond this day. "I'd much prefer to live here," she admitted to herself. "I'd hate to leave this village and never see my father or sing to little Nyoka again." Her thoughts were interrupted by loud shouts and a commotion from the wedding party assembled outside. Manyara was missing! Everyone bustled about, searching and calling for her. When they found her footprints on the path that led to the city, they decided to go on as planned. As the wedding party moved through the forest, brightly plumed birds darted in the cool green shadows beneath the trees. Though anxious about her sister, Nyasha was soon filled with excitement about all there was to see. They were deep in the forest when she saw a small boy standing at the side of the path. "You must be hungry," she said, and handed him a yam she had brought for her lunch. The boy smiled and disappeared quietly as he had come. Later, they were approaching the place where the two paths crossed. The old woman appeared and silently pointed the way to the city. Nyasha thanked her and gave her a small pouch filled with sunflower seeds. The sun was high in the sky when the party came to the grove of towering trees. Their uppermost branches seemed to bow down to Nyasha as she passed beneath them. At last, someone announced that they were near their destination. Nyasha ran ahead and topped the rise before the others could catch up to her. She stood transfixed at her first sight of the city. "Oh, my father!" she called. "A great spirit must stand guard here. Just look at what lies before us. I never in all my life dreamed there could be anything so beautiful." Arm in arm, Nyasha and her father descended the hill, crossed the river, and approached the city gate. Just as they entered through the great doors, the city was rent by piercing cries, and Manyara ran wildly out of the chamber at the center of this enclosure. When she saw Nyasha, she fell upon her, sobbing. "Do not go to the king, my sister. Oh, please, father, do not let her go," she cried hysterically. "There's a great monster there, and a snake with 5 heads. He said he knew all my faults and that I displeased him. He would have swallowed me alive if I had not run. Oh, my sister, please do not go inside that place." It frightened Nyasha to see her sister so upset, but leaving her father to comfort Manyara, she bravely made her way into the chamber and opened the door. On the seat of the great chief's stool lay a little garden snake. Nyasha laughed with relief and joy. "My little friend," she exclaimed, "it's such a pleasure to see you, but why are you here?" "I am the king," Nyoka replied, and there, before Nyasha's eyes, the garden snake changed shape. "I am the king. I am also the hungry boy with whom you shared a yam in the forest, and the old woman to whom you made a gift of sunflower seeds. But you know me best as Nyoka. Because I have been all of these, I know you are the most worthy and the most beautiful daughter in the land. It would make me very happy if you were my wife." And so it was that a long time ago, Nyasha agreed to be married. The king's mother and sisters took Nyasha to their house, and the wedding preparations began. The best weavers in the land laid out their finest cloth for her wedding garments. Villagers from all around were invited to the celebration, and a great feast was held. Nyasha prepared the bread for the wedding feast from the millet that had been brought from her village. Mufaro proclaimed to all who would hear him that he was the happiest father in all the land, for he was blessed with 2 beautiful and worthy daughters, Nyasha, the queen, and Manyara, a servant in the queen's household. The end. Now, it's time to do the song we always do in story time. So take your hands, get them loosey-goosey, and we're going to do "The More We Get Together." The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your books are my books and my books are your books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Very good, very good. Now we're going to learn a new song. This one is a little long, but stay with me. It is so much fun. Okay. I went the little green frog one day. I went the little green frog. I went the little green frog one day, and they all went ah. But we know frogs go sha-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. We know frogs go sha-na-na-na-na. They don't go ah. Bloop, bloop went the little blue fish one day. Bloop, bloop went the little blue fish. Bloop, bloop went the little blue fish one day, and they all went bloop, bloop, bloop. But we know frogs go kissy, kissy, kiss, kissy, kissy, kiss, kissy, kissy, kiss. We know frogs go kissy, kissy, kiss. They don't go bloop, bloop, bloop. Sis, sis went the slippery snake one day. Sis, sis went the slippery snake. Sis, sis went the slippery snake one day, and they all go but we know snakes go shooby-dooby-doo, shooby-dooby-doo, shooby-dooby-doo. We know snakes go shooby-dooby-doo. They don't go Wiggle, wiggle went the little starfish one day. Wiggle, wiggle went the little starfish. Wiggle, wiggle went the little starfish one day, and they all went wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But we know starfish go wavy, wavy, wave, wavy, wavy, wave, wavy, wavy, wave. We know starfish go wavy, wavy, wave. They don't go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Waddle, waddle went the little fluffy penguin one day. Waddle, waddle went the little fluffy penguin. Waddle, waddle went the little fluffy penguin one day, and they all went waddle, waddle, waddle. But we know penguins go splish, splash, splosh, splish, splash, splosh, splish, splash, splosh. We know penguins go splish, splash, splosh. They don't go waddle, waddle, waddle. Cheep, cheep went the little yellow bird one day. Cheep, cheep went the little yellow bird. Cheep, cheep went the little yellow bird one day, and they all went cheep, cheep, cheep. But we know birds go flappy, flappy, flap, flappy, flappy, flap, flappy, flappy, flap. We know birds go flappy, flappy, flap. They don't go cheep, cheep, cheep. Ooh, ooh, went the little brown monkey one day. Ooh, ooh, went the little brown monkey. Ooh, ooh, went the little brown monkey one day, and they all went ooh, ooh, ooh. But we know monkeys go swing-a-ling-a-ling, swing-a-ling-a-ling, swing-a-ling-a-ling. We know monkeys go swing-a-ling-a-ling. They don't go ooh, ooh, ooh. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day, and they all went grr, grr, grr. But we know bears go huggy, huggy, hug, huggy, huggy, hug, huggy, huggy, hug. We know bears go huggy, huggy, hug. They don't go grr, grr, grr. Slow, slow went the little green turtle one day. Slow, slow went the little green turtle. Slow, slow went the little green turtle one day, and they all went slow, slow, slow. But we know turtles go cowabunga dude, cowabunga dude, cowabunga dude. We know turtles go cowabunga dude. They don't go slow, slow, slow. Good job, good job. This is one of my new favorite songs, and I just love it. And there's so many different verses you can do. Now, we're going to read Sulwe by Lupita Nyong'o, illustrated by Vashti Harrison. Sulwe was the color of midnight. She looked nothing like her family, not even a little bit, not even at all. Mama was the color of dawn, Baba the color of dusk, and Mitch, her sister, the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at the school looked like Sulwe either. People gave her sister Mitch pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Sulwe names like Blackie and Darkie and Night. Sulwe felt hurt every time. So she hid away while her sister made lots of friends. Sulwe dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends, too. So she got the biggest eraser she could find and tried to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. That hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no, she would hear about this from Mama. Look, she dropped it. Sulwe tried to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest foods. With a stomach ache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful, not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, my Lord, would you like to comply? May I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky? Amen. When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Sulwe rose to find not a trace of daylight in her skin. She told Mama everything. Mama asked, "What is your name?" "Sulwe," she muttered. "And what does it mean?" "Star," Sulwe whispered. Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Sulwe's stomach the way she always did to comfort her, you are beautiful. Sulwe sighed. Well, you are beautiful to me, but you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now up you get and out you go. How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see it? How could she be a star? That night, a shooting star appeared at Sulwe's window. The night sent me, said the star. Come with me. Sulwe hopped onto the star and off they went. Long ago, at the beginning of time, said the star, there was night and day, and they were sisters. They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. People gave Day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave Night names like scary and bad and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, Night got fed up and walked right off the earth. Day stayed behind and enjoyed making everybody happy in the sun. But then Day grew too long. Day began to really miss her sister, and so did everybody else. There had to be a way to get her back. Day set off to find Night, and she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night, but you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being dark. Right, I don't, Day replied. But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see. Night returned and the people rejoiced. We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves. The stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors. Some light can only be seen in the dark. While day had a golden glow, with night and everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. Day told her sister, when you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you. Could it be that night did not need to change, not even a little, not even at all? Now that night and day were back together, a little bit of night returned to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returned to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on, and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether other people chose to see it or not. You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together, they make the world we know, light and dark, strong and beautiful. Sulwe rose the next morning beaming. There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful, bright and strong. And if she ever needed a reminder of her brightness, she could look up at the sky on the darkest night to see for herself. Sulwe felt beautiful inside and out. The end. Now, let's sing an old story time favorite. We're gonna sing the Goldfish song. Bunch of little fish were sleeping on a rock in the bottom of the ocean. They lifted up their heads and they shook out their tails, and they said, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming in the bottom of the ocean. And then the little fish got so very, very tired that they came back to their rock. They put down their heads and they put down their tails, and they took a little nap. And when they woke up, they were a little bit dirty, so they took a shower. And they washed their hair, and they washed their ears, and they washed their tummies, and they washed their very long fishy beards, and they washed their noses, and they washed their toeses, and then they said, "Wait a minute, we're fish. We don't take showers. Let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming in the bottom of the ocean." And then the little fish got so very, very tired that they came back to their rock. They put down their heads and they put down their tails and they took a little nap. And when they woke up, they decided to ride their bicycles. And they rode to the left, and they rode to the right, and they rode all day, and they rode all night, 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 night. They rode down the hill, and then faster still. And then they said, "Wait a minute, we're fish. We don't ride bicycles. Let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming in the bottom of the ocean." And then the little fish got so very, very tired that they came back to their rock. They put down their heads and they put down their tails and they took a little nap. And when they woke up, they decided to brush their teeth. So they got out their toothbrush and their toothpaste, and they squeezed a little on. They really liked the taste, and they put it in their mouth. Brush north and south, and then they said, "Wait a minute, we're fish. We don't brush our teeth. Let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming in the bottom of the ocean. Let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming in the bottom of the ocean." Good job, good job. We are so glad that you could watch along with us today, and don't forget, there's still time to sign up for the summer reading program, Imagine Your Story, Happily Ever Hohenwald. We hope that you can tune in next time, and as always, please like, comment, share, and follow our page for more videos. But for now, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, my friends.